Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMX 13F3AM. It's a Tier 6 French SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Cliff, and it's under the command of Arya. At least I think it's Arya. I'll probably get it right later on. Anyway, game's about to start. Okay, this is how it was developed designed in 1959, and they started serial production in 1962 and continued until 1997. In fact, I think there are still countries in the world where this is one of their SPGs. Based on the AMX 13-ton tank, it's quite a nippy little thing, but it only carries two players or two crewmen in the vehicle, the commander and the driver, because the rest have to carry in a truck, and it can only carry a limited amount of ammunition on the actual vehicle itself. So, going to overhead aiming. Ari's looking at the, what was that? Arita. I do apologise if I've got your name wrong. We'll call you Arya for the game. Yes, looking down the western parts at the moment, we're expecting some enemy tanks to come that way, and the first one to die on the enemy team is their KV-1. That shell appeared to land a little short. You can see there's one mark of excellence on the barrel of the gun already. So we do have an experienced player. Is it Artia? It might be Artia or Arya. Okay, we've got an SMV CC56, but we changed the aim to the SU-130PM. Now, he's got less armour than this SMV, but we're firing at the SMV, and it lands directly in front for 53 hit points. So we've got some hit points to start with. Now, I would recommend changing position, because if anyone spotted that, they might try and do a quick shot. It's also always a good idea to just change position slightly to throw the enemy off. But we're about to fire again. Standard reload is 30.58 seconds, and you can see we've got a reload time here of 27.07. So they've knocked 3 seconds off it. Arya. Ooh, well, the Tiger 1 just wiped out the enemy T-52. Or was that the Tiger 2? I think it was the Tiger 2, actually. Looking for a target on this side. A 53 TP was seen on this corner, but he's gone back into hiding. No, he has appeared again. And we've gone back to the centre for this SMV CC56. The one we tried to hit the last time. Only got minimal damage though. 53 hit points. Can we do better? I think we can. Rounds out. Yep, that's much better. 244 of this one. And this time round he is changing position. Oh, some stun assist off that one as well. So that one did work. Carnarvon side scraping that corner, which makes it kind of difficult to go after them. But it might be worthwhile putting a round in there, just to get him stunned when he goes back for his next shot, because then you pick up the stun assist. Oh, he's gone. Okay, well that's good news. We've got control of the donuts, and we also technically have control of the centre of the map as well. VK4502 takes a hit. A nice solid hit on the front, and we got some stun assist off that one as well. Now, this is a good move. He actually just moves slightly sideways, only a short distance. You might still get stunned if the enemy goes for your original position. But then, at the very least, all it's going to tell you is that, yes, he was trying to get you, but he didn't. And it tells you to be more alert that he's trying to get you in that position. Okay, well, the 4502 was behind that rock. I think he's going back. Yes, he's going to have another go at the 4502. Dialing in the aim, almost ready, rounds out. No, didn't get anything from that. A lot of people laugh at the fact that I say rounds out after firing, but there's such a big delay with the shells reaching the target that sometimes it's actually useful to know, yep, the round's on the way, because it's going to take a few seconds before it gets there. Okay, well, we're on this corner. We're looking for any tracer or any enemy Arty tracer. Sometimes the Arty does go up into the sniper's nest, but we've got the 53 GP rounds out, and yes, this time it came near. Only 30 hit points though, and he changed the camera directly after we fired, so I couldn't actually get to see it, but there was a huge amount of stun assist off that 53 TP, so he took a massive battering, and he's now gone. So massive amount of stun assist off that one. We're going back to the 4502. I'll take control of the camera. Rounds out. Direct hit, wipes him out. Yep, went right into his side. No chance of surviving that. Very good. So he's got his first kill. Thanks a lot. I think he was thanking the SU-152 for spotting the 4502. Okay, we've got another target there, the Hellcat. Very low armor on those. If you hit them, they tend to go through. Oh! And that was really bad. The RNG on that one was awful. The shell didn't go anywhere near the aim point. Aria was looking at that Hellcat and aiming right where they were, but the shell went to the right or to the left, depending on where you're looking at it. Didn't hit him. But we've got an SU-100 now. We're fully dialed in. Rounds out, and that's better. That's a good one. 191 and some stun assists as somebody else hit him directly after we did. And we've got some more. And the SU-100, well, the enemy is still fighting back because the SU-100 just killed our E25. Now, if we do fine right now, we might stun that Tiger 2. We did get some damage off the SMV7X, but I think we stunned our own teammate at the same time. Yes, it has been recorded as a hit. So we might not get the high caliber, because it might have been blocked to us, but we're going to have a go and hit that Hellcat. Almost dialed in and almost loaded. Rounds out straight away. The Hellcat wasn't on the spot where it landed, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't get any damage off it. He might have. I haven't mentioned it actually, but the alpha is actually 680 for this 155mm, or 630, sorry. 39mm pen and 7.6 meters for the burst radius. And the Hellcat's pulling away. He was damaged. And there's the kill shot. He got tracked by somebody else up in the heights. I think it was the Striv. And at that moment, our shell came in and took him out. So the Striv probably got the damage assist there by tracking him. And now we're going to try and get a shot to this T-3485M, but I think he's going right for the cliff edge. Still in the game. We fired a round into that dip. Oh! Winged him. And he took damage afterwards, which means there's more assist for Aria. I think it's Aria. I'm sorry, I keep saying your name. I'm not sure. And there goes the T-3485. And that was the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Arita. I think Arita. Even now I can see it, and I'm thinking I can't get the pronunciation of that one. Aritia. Sorry, I do apologise for mispronouncing your name. But it was an ace tanker game. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 8 in that one, and no other medals. But let's have a look at the team score and see what else he managed to do. Well, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage because that actually went to the SU-100 on the enemy team, the SU-100M1. 2,744 hit points to him. The Britannia Panther, or Baguette Panther as we call it, 2,431, second highest damage. And the third highest damage went to the enemy FV-304, 2,278 hit points to him, so he was very busy during that game. Arita, I'll probably get it right eventually, 1,728 hit points of damage, and he was actually in, there was 2 on the enemy team, 3 on his own. That means he's in 6th place on damage. When it came to kills, though, it was the Baguette who managed to get 3 kills. The Striv M4257 got 3, and so did the M18 Hellcat on the enemy team. And we can see that Aritia managed to get 2 kills, so joint 2nd place on that one. When it came to base XP, he's right at the top with 1,213, so it was a good game for him. He was getting a lot of damage assist and stun assist out of that one. 1,145 went to the Baguette. And the 3rd highest, and those are the only 2 players, by the way, who managed to get over 1,000. The 3rd highest was the Striv, who got 880. Aritia actually got 13 shots off in the game, got 5 direct hits on the enemy, but none of them penetrated, but did get 11 splashes and 1,728 hit points of damage at more than 300 meters. 7 enemy tanks were hit, 2 were killed, so missed out on getting the Confederate because one of the enemy that Aritia hit was killed. So if that one hadn't been killed, then she would have got the, or he would have got rather, got the Confederate. 2,602 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. That's where the Ace Tanker turned up, because combined damage is over 4,000. So it was a good game in that sense. 45,867 credits on a free-to-play account. After ammunition resupply took away 32,867 credits profit. 1,213 base XP, 4,852 from personal missions payout, and 6,065 experience points altogether. So a very good run by Aritia. Sorry I got your name wrong so many times during that game. I do apologise. I do try to pronounce the name, unlike Jingles, who tends to call you Dave if he can't pronounce it, which I think is a bit of a cop-out, because you should at least try to pronounce the name of the player. But that's Jingles for you, I'm afraid. Let's have a quick look at the armor profile for this beast. Say, based on the AMX 13-ton tank, it looks like it's got lots of armor. No, it hasn't. I'm afraid the best armor you're going to find on this vehicle is only 40mm. It's right at the front of the hull. It actually comes out at 42. With the angling on here, 20mm actually goes down to 15 at one point there, which means you've only got 27mm. So any shell that hits this vehicle is going to go straight through the armor, virtually guaranteed, unless of course it hits the tracks. Sides of the tank or the Arty are 20mm, which effectively is coming out at 22. The deck of the vehicle is 10mm thick. Again, it's a light tank, which has got very light armor, and so you wouldn't expect it to have anything else, because of course that howitzer is very heavy, and so they had to reduce the weight to enable it to carry it about. You can see even with the live map, you can see again very little armor. It's mostly green, which means most shells will touch this and go through. We look at the modules, we can see where they are. The engine up front on the left hand side, and we've got the driver on the right hand side, and the tank commander is directly behind him. Those are the only 2 crew members who actually are in the vehicle whenever it's moving about. The tank commander's got the radio right next door to him. The tank driver has got the engine right next door to him, so he'd certainly be kept warm, although it would probably be a bit noisy. In fact, if you want to replace the engine on this vehicle, you have to dismantle it inside the actual vehicle itself and then take it out through a hatch, because it's only got a tiny little hatch, and when they fit the engine in right at the start, when they build these things, they then seal them in with welds, so you cannot get them out except by dismantling inside the vehicle and then taking it out through the hatch bit by bit. There's the transmission directly in front of the driver. The fuel tank is actually behind the driver, but still to the left-hand side. And we can see on this that the gunner is actually next to the howitzer himself, adjusting the elevation and azimuth. And the 2 loaders, well, they normally will work at the back. In fact, although there's 2 loaders in the game, in the actual, in reality, there's a lot more crew to one of these, and I've seen pictures of them loading, and they use chutes to carry the shells and shove the shells into the breech when they're in operation, much like you do with the T-777s, or the M777s, I say, that they're using in Ukraine. So it's very much the same sort of system, but it is also a 155mm, the same as the 777. So interesting that the ammo rack is actually right down deep inside the hull. Difficult to get at because the tracks are in the way, but you can probably knock out the crew just by hitting the rear of the vehicle with any HE. That would normally do the trick. So we have a double feature for you. After this Ace Tanker, we've got another game for you to look at, which is also with the AMX 13 F3AM from one of our regulars. So let's have a look at that one right now. The second replay is on the Prokhorovka map, and this time round we've got Huggy9999. Yes, a lot of nines. 999. Anyway, it doesn't appear to be any engine noise, I'm afraid, this time. Oh dear, it started during the middle of the countdown. Yep, no engine noises. Okay, well, this artillery was, this SPG was sold to Argentina, Cyprus, Ecuador, Kuwait, Morocco, Qatar, UAE, Sudan, Chile, and also Peru, as well, of course, as France. Yes, France bought quite a few of them, actually. But they ended up actually... Oh, and Venezuela. I forgot to mention Venezuela. But they built quite a lot of them, 621 in total. And there's still quite a few of them about. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you could actually get hold of one if you had the right contacts in the right country. Rounds out. That was good. He did knock the tree down after he moved, but hopefully he's relocating far enough away that the enemy won't be able to work out where he is. And he's gone straight back into the game. Good. Okay, we've got a VK100-01P making his way to the railway crossing. I'm going to try and put a round into him as he does. That's about right. Rounds out. Well, it may have just landed in front of the VK, but since we couldn't see him, we can't be certain exactly if it did hit him or not. Okay, that LTG is just doing runs up and down the center line. Something I used to do when I first started playing the game, actually. I used to take a little looks out and run, do figure eights right at the center line and end up getting a huge amount of spotting damage because I kept the enemy lit by just running up and down. And of course, the enemy would just spend all their time trying to shoot at me and not shoot at my teammates. Oh, that was superb. 273 there from a direct hit. That really was a good shot. Very difficult to do that with fast-moving light tanks. And the LTG, which otherwise known as Garilov's tank, is quite unusual. It's very low, very difficult to hit. Up on top of the hill, we've got a Shrek, or Sputnik, depending on which point of view you have. I prefer calling it the Shrek. Okay, he's just trying to work out where to put it. He's got a reload time. Oh, 25 seconds. Oh, he got the kill. It was only a splash for 5 hit points, but it was a kill. Somebody else must have hit him moments before our shell arrived, but he laid it down close enough to get the kill. Now, I was saying about the reload time, actually. Standard reload, 30.58 seconds. And it looks like he's got a reload 25.34. So he's knocked off 5 seconds. That A43 just got hit. And that's a direct hit as well. So that's 2 direct hits on the A43. He is going to be very badly damaged. Now, unusually, there is actually... there is 3 Arty in either battle, but this is actually before they made the changes where they've taken it down to either 2 or 1 Arty per battle. It looks to me like somebody's actually having a tussle at the moment. Our M12 is being abused. Oh, what a scorcher of a shot there on the LTG. I think he's got this time just perfectly to get those shots in. That was really good. Yes, I think we've got a little argument going on down here where one of our players was actually stopping our M12 from moving about. And I think it was the AMX 1375 actually. Oh no, it's a heavy tank. Now, I didn't get to see which one that was because it was up on the hill and I was checking what's going on the mini-map instead. It is one of the heavy tanks who's actually abusing RM12. I think there must be something in chat about what's going on. Okay, lining up a shot in the lurver. Rounds out, looks good. It is 194. Well, I think the M12 has finally managed to get away from whatever that heavy tank was. We're now aiming towards the river on the east side of the map. Got two tanks together. BK. Oh, and the other one was direct hit. One of the tank destroyers was sitting alongside the BK and he got a direct hit. Up on the west side of the map, a BK3002D with the 88mm. There's the... Oh, it was an SU-122-44. And he's lost quarter of his health already. Okay, we're following the BK. Trying to line up the shot. We're right at the edge of the field of fire. This Arty has an asymmetric field of fire. It's got 15 degrees on the left-hand side, but at 20 degrees on the right. So 35 degrees in total. Lining up the shot. He's right at the edge. If he moves to the right to get the VK in, he might get a reticule bloom. You might be better off actually going after the SU-122 because your reticule's not going to change. It's near the center of the arc of fire. Rounds out. Another direct hit. That was perfect. 194, I think that one was. Oh no, that's the amount before, so it was even more. He's down to 54% health. Okay, lining up a shot on the lurver. No, he's decided not to shoot. He's going after the VK, who's trying to climb up on top of the hill and get an RT-3485M. Let's see if we can put a round into him. He's taking fire from the down the railway line. Rounds out. Right in front of him, splashes him for 135. In the meantime, it looks like our T-34-100 is firing 100mm rounds right up at the guy. That's bound to annoy the VK because he's shooting into the sides of the vehicle. As you know, VKs do have very good armor at the front and the rear, but they can be penetrated at the side if you can get the side. Okay, we're almost ready. Rounds out, and that's a direct hit as well. I do like the fact that he is relocating to make it much more likely that he can stay clear of any counter battery. And that VK did take some more damage from somebody else. So we might be able to get a kill shot if he can get it close enough. It probably needs to be a direct hit. Round out. He got it close enough, and it is a kill. And he's changing position. He knocked the tree down. I think he might have done that on purpose to fool the enemy Arty into where he is. I think that's what he's doing. He's being very crafty. Very clever indeed. So, 3 kills so far. Okay. He's having a quick look for counter battery there, but he's found the SU-122-44, and he is a one-shot. He can get this kill. He's firing from above, getting a long-range view. Rounds out. Oh! Unfortunately, the kill was claimed by the Tiger II before our shell arrived, but it was still a good shot. Okay, we're looking for Tracer from the enemy Arty. There's a few trees been knocked down. You can see those. There's a possibility that the enemy Arty might be behind one of those. But as you know, that's what Huggy's been doing. He's been knocking trees down to give the enemy Arty something to look at, but he's not necessarily behind them. We're looking in the most normal position that an Arty might be. There was the Tracer. I'm not sure if he saw it precisely, but it was a little further back. There was a Tracer there. He's going to go for the KV2R. Rounds out. Looks good. It is. 221 off that one. That T-3485M is a one-shot. And he only needs to land the shell near him and he's got the kill. But unfortunately, he's disappearing into the distance before we can get a shot off. Come on, guys. Give us some spotting. I know this is one of the things that frustrates me on this map because sometimes the enemy can be very difficult to spot. Our team have got the hill on the east side of the map and they're now streaming down to get to the railway crossing, so we might get some spots very shortly. And in fact, yes, we do have spots now because we've got the S51 in sight. We're just dialing in on his spots. We're ready in a second. He's just taking damage from us now, or from the enemy, from his teammates, and that's a direct hit that wipes him out. Okay, the VK02D, 3002D is hiding back in this bush here, which is not the normal one you go for. Normally, you look for the fences to be knocked down on that corner. If you have got battle assistant, that tells you if somebody's moved up to the forward spotting position. Our Tiger 2 is making a beeline straight across the center of the map. He's got to the cap circle and he's now continuing on. Okay, he's taking damage from the enemy, so he might spot the enemy just before he dies. There's the M12, rounds out, and he's wiped out as well. So that's 2 enemy Arty wiped out. And it now means that Huggy has got 5 kills. He's one short of getting a Top Gun. It'd be very nice if he gets another kill. There's only 3 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock. It's getting rather close. Come on, guys. Give us some spots. That Tiger 2 did very well to get across that gap. But he did get spotted and he did get taken out. So there must be more enemy further back. And oh, the AMX 1375 has also died to their T-3485M, the guy who's very weak. In fact, if we spot him, he's a one-shot. As I said, only need to get the shell near him. So's that VK. He's very low on hit points, and he dies to 1 round. And there's the T-3485M. That would be a nice kill. He's hiding behind the wreck. That won't protect him from us. Oh! A direct hit gets a Top Gun. There are now only 2 enemy tanks left. The KV2R and the other one's the AMX 65 ton. It's a tier 8 game. Okay, he's gone to the aim. There's the KV2. Now, which one to go for first? Well, the KV2 just took a hit. And I suspect that he's the one who's still reloading. That's the 2-minute warning. That shot actually fell behind the KV2, but he's almost at a one-shot. If he takes any more damage... Oh, we lost the T103, and the KV2 is now one shot. We're almost loaded. We can get this. Come on, Huggy, you can do it. Line it up. Rounds out. That's a kill. That's 7. If he can get the next one, he's got a Radley's in Arty. Okay, changes position. Doesn't really need to change position. I suppose he just wants to get a better angle on the enemy. These trees won't stop the shell. Just go straight through them. In real life, they would actually detonate the shell. Okay, we can't see him, but he is up there. The T-34-100 is the only one who can spot him, or the M12, and the M12's going across the main field. But there we've got him. Rounds out. Direct hit, only 57 hit points. The M12 hits him as well. He took a shot from the T-34-100, but of course he's got a fairly long reload. He's pulling up to have a look, but that AMX 65-ton might get him. Oh, and he does. But we're almost loaded. Now we can win the game if we can take this guy out and get a Radley's. Rounds out. Yes! That was a good one. Nice play, Huggy. I think you can tell that I enjoy these battles quite a lot when I'm watching them, and I'm watching them for the first time, the same as you. But yes, that was very enjoyable by Huggy9999. He managed to get an ace tanker in the AMX 13F3 AM. He's had an ace before. This is not the first time, but boy, did he do this one in style, because he got a bronze medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 12 in this one. 13 actually. He also got a Radley Waters medal because he got 8 kills in the game, as well as a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And on top of that, he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. His win rate from the battle, 6,213, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at team score and see where he was. Well, when we see damage, we can see that the AMX 65-ton, he was the one with the highest damage in the game, but he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pools, so he didn't get a high caliber. He did get 2,804 hit points, though. Huggy came second on damage, 2,657 hit points to him, and the third highest damage was the T-34-100, who got wiped out just before by the AMX 65-ton. He got 2,190 out of that one. When it came to kills, I don't think anybody could beat Huggy on that one. 8 kills to him. In fact, that means he carried his team because he got more kills than the rest of them put together. The second highest number of kills was the AMX 65-ton and that VK100-01. They both managed 3 kills apiece. 2 kills went to the VK3002D on the enemy team, our T-34-100, the Tiger II, and the T-103. When it came to base XP, yep, Huggy was the winner on that one, so he's got the top on 2 of them, not the highest damage. He got 1,317 experience points out of that one. The only other person who managed to get over 1,000 was the T-34-100, and he got 1,076. And there's a big gap between him and the Tiger II, who's the next highest, with 746. So very well done to Huggy, because he did get a very good score. He fired 22 rounds in that game, got 14 direct hits on the enemy, and 2 of them were penetrating shots as well. 19 splash damage on top of that. Let's have a quick look and see which ones did he actually penetrate. I would have expected the LTG. No, it wasn't. He did penetrate the M12, and he did penetrate the S51. So it was the Arty that he actually penetrated in the game. 2,657 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 11 of the enemy, killed 8 of them, and did 757 hit points of stun assist off 13 stuns. He earned 56,757 credits from the game, and after ammunition resupply and consumables, still came away with a profit of 15,757 credits. 1,975 XP times 2 for the first victory, 3,952 for completing a mission, and 7,903 experience points altogether. So a fantastic round by Huggy to earn himself not only an ace tanker, but also a Radley Waters, and also that Gauze medal on top of that. He was really putting out the punishment on the enemy. But those 2 last shots, or the one that actually took out the KV2 and then the one that took out the 65-ton, those were really beauties, because they're right into the side. And of course, the shot I loved the best on that one was the shot he made, the leading shot on the LTG, because that guy was running up and down the midline, making himself very, very prominent, but also spotting our team. But Huggy managed to line up a shot which went perfectly into the side and took him out of the game. And, well, that really did help, because once they'd lost their eyes, they had to send other tanks up to get some idea of where our guys were. But yep, great game by Huggy there, and congratulations. If you enjoyed both of those replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.